Can I press that over there?
Not yet. Hi, vendor.
Vendor is finger.
Lead me to paradise.
We're right up there.
Like in the middle right there. Yeah, they go down the slide.
Can you back on the slide? We're at the resort, y'all.
No, I ain't getting one. You wanted it?
The tubes, you gonna use them? So it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it's still super nice out. Here goes Zeus. Oh. Jump, Zeus. Jump. We are at the pool. Look at these kids. One thing about it, Deuce is gonna find him a little friend. He not about to hang with girls all day. Wait! I got my camera. Oh, look at them sharing. Houston made all these little friends. He's so sweet. It's hilarious to me. Okay, y'all see the little boys over here playing football. And then look at all of them playing volleyball. And they so rowdy. This is my family. Not for real, but. Hi, Poopy! So this is our last full day here at the resort. What all did we do? Yeah, it's time to go. I'm hungry. I'm super hungry. And my contacts are getting dry. Thank you. Sure. I'm about to play volleyball.
You can get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want. And I gave them the drip, they stood it up, I got them on it. I bought a new Patek, I had to watch, so what you on. Taking these drugs, I'm gonna be up until the morning. When at your car, you just at least you don't own. If I'm in the club, I got that fire when I'm performing. The back end desk came in and out run. Vibes a little cute, shit, they all on us. I'm from Atlanta where young niggas run. I know they hating on me, but I don't read comments. Whenever I tell her to come, she run. Whenever it's smoke, we ain't burning. Drip too hard, I'm standing. Close, you gon' fuck with the jam. Off this way, doing all these shows.
Y'all, this trip humbled me. I broke my phone. I wouldn't even say broke. it got water damage. Well, I didn't break my phone. It got wet because the waterproof case that I bought, it did not work. So water ended up getting all through the case, and when I put the phone in the water with me, it got wet. So I have been borrowing my son's iPad. When I say humble, when you gotta ask your own kid, can I use your iPad when you done? He gotta think about it. But no, I've been chilling. It didn't even bother me as bad as I thought it would, because I really been just chilling with the family. Because I'm like, this could have been worse. My phone could have did this out of the country and I would have been pissed. Like, my family can't even contact me, or I gotta constantly ask somebody to use their phone. I would have been sad, but this is the best feeling in the world. He is so happy. Exhausted. We've been at the pool all day, literally from 11 until it's 4:43. But on the bright side, my phone actually dried out a little bit. The screen is just out, but since it's still on, I'm able to use my watch to receive calls, and I have my earpods. So that was a positive side. This video will be tips on traveling with kids and just traveling essentials in general. So I thought, you know, I'm still in a good mood. Let me film something so I can stay consistent with my content. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this video, and that's it, y'all. Okay, bye. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As promised, in the last video I told you guys I would be giving you some travel tips, especially if you are traveling with kids. When traveling with children, try to pack light. If you can, use one luggage and consolidate as much as you can, because if you have a car seat or a stroller, a carry-on bag, a purse, just think about all the things that you'll have in your hands, as well as your child or children. And then you have to show documentation. You pull out your ID card, you'll have your phone. So many things that you already need that you just cannot afford to be having a luggage with shoes, a luggage with clothes. Like, it's not that deep. So plan out the things that you will be doing. So if you're going to the beach, take a lot of sandals, take a lot of light clothes. The less that you have to keep up with, the better transition you will have traveling with the child. So tip number 2, do not just buy a whole bunch of excessive stuff like clothes, toys, just things that you don't even need, and throw it into your luggage. Try to plan according to the things that you will be doing on your trip. So for example, if you plan on going swimming, make sure you have all the things that you will need: swimwear, goggles, swim shoes, tanning lotion, things like that, so that you don't have to make all these pit stops when you're there. You want to use as much time enjoying your trip and not in the store. That's one of the worst mistakes I feel like people make, is wasting their time. You can get a stroller that is connected to your car seat, so you'll also have a car seat when you arrive to your destination. That's helpful. My next tip is to have a carry-on bag, and in your carry-on bag you will want to have a lot of snacks. I mean a whole bunch, like all of your favorite snacks, all of your kids' favorite snacks, a variety of healthy and just like distraction snacks, because especially with the pandemic, they are being very stingy with giving out snacks on planes. And you will want to have a lot of snacks. That's the easiest way to calm down yourself and your kids when you're hungry. It just makes life so much more frustrating. So also in your carry-on bag you should have a first aid kit, because anything can happen, and the last thing you want to do is panic when you're traveling and you have your kid and you have so many things that you need to keep under control. If you at least have a Band-Aid or a Tylenol, you know, some of those stress relievers, pain relievers on hand, it just makes things flow a little more easier. So yeah, I would definitely include a first aid kit in mine. I also like to have little portable packet probiotics to include in any of our drinks, especially for kids, because with the temperature change, you just don't want your kid to get sick. So being on top of the probiotics is definitely a lifesaver. Also, any kind of small blankets or neck pillows. You want to be comfortable, your kid wants to be comfortable. Next on my list is to plan ahead. So it's a time and a place to be cheap. It's a time and a place to be frugal. But when you have kids, I'm speaking for myself. I like to pay for convenience. So if I know that parking is going to be limited, I might valet park, because I can't put all that pressure on myself knowing I'm going to have to carry bags, carry a kid, you just never know. So sometimes it's easier to just pay for convenience, and that might be getting a rental car instead of expecting people to drive you around or pick you up. You might need to Uber Eats or pay for groceries ahead of time if you have an Airbnb or if you're staying in a resort. Sometimes the food can be nasty, so just plan ahead and prepare for the worst. Don't expect the worst in a way that you're just like nervous about everything. But if you know your kid will eat pizza, just grab a frozen pizza from Walmart just to have on standby, or grab something on the go. Don't put so much pressure on sticking to the schedule to the point that you put things on the back burner. Like, leave time for your kid to take a nap, leave time for your kid to eat on a schedule. Like, you might have to run around or wait for the rental car place, or just plan ahead. So if you pack a lunch, your kid can sit there and eat while you're handling business. That way you don't have a screaming kid in the background bothering you while you're also trying to take care of business. So have snacks, lots of snacks, pack a lunch, have a first aid kit. What else? Toys, electronics. I know a lot of people are really big on not having or using electronics excessively, but when traveling, it's kind of helpful to have those type of gadgets, especially games that don't require the internet. Just download those ahead of time. Put a movie on your phone or iPad or any kind of device that you may have. If you don't have, or you're not big on electronics, just plan to get some type of small games that you can take on the plane or in the car. A coloring book works. They have these new little fidget toys that are more so for anxiety and just to keep kids busy, but I think those are great for traveling with kids. And my next tip is to take out cash. Like, don't necessarily plan to pay for everything with cash, because you do need to have a car when you book a rental and things like that, but you might run into some tolls, or your car might freeze because you did notify your bank. You just want to have a backup plan. So let's say you're buying something and they're like, oh, your car didn't go through, so now you have to call the bank. At least you can pay for the things that you were about to purchase and then call the bank later. Just plan ahead, and just make sure you notify your bank. A lot of people forget to do that, so you might stop and buy some gas and then they're like, we didn't know you were out of town, we thought it was fraud. So that's a good thing to note, is to notify your bank when you're traveling. But notifying your bank, just make sure you're on top of your game. Like, if you have to have a sitter so that you can go out of town, make sure your sitter is okay. You know, a lot of people like to cancel the day before, and you don't want to have to cancel your trip just because your sitter backed out on you. You can just have a backup plan. Not you can just, because I know it's easier said than done, but try to have a backup plan ahead of time. So if you know that you're going to go on a trip and you have a sitter, just notify a family member and say, hey, just want to have a backup plan just in case X, Y, and Z. Just because I don't really like dependent on people to the point where my whole plan is in their hands. I like to have control of everything. So just crossing your T's, dotting your I's, really just making sure that everything is under control. Like the rental car company, sometimes you just can't rely on even businesses. They might run out of cars, they might run out of money, I don't know. But you don't want to get there the day of and you're ready to go and then you're pressed for time. So I'm really big on following up and making sure that everything is good to go, especially when I have my kid. I just don't want to be in a position where I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, and then I have him, because that's double trouble. And that's my advice for you too. Just plan ahead so that you can get ahead, if that makes sense. So yeah, any kind of documents, make sure your passport, your ID, everything is up to date. You have your birth certificate for your kid. I like to always have a folder on my phone with the documents, because sometimes they don't require you to have the actual hard copy. Just plan to have a copy of everything on your phone, just to be safe. And my last tip, make sure you have a phone case, a screen protector, a durable waterproof case if you plan to take your phone to the pool, because this little case that I used, it was not waterproof. I actually did use it before and it seemed to do the job, but this particular time my phone was completely water damaged because the case did not close properly. So I would say, just to be on the safe side, have an Apple Watch. It's definitely waterproof, or just plan to put your phone away. Take as many pictures as you can ahead of time or after, and then just put your phone away, because really you don't need your phone at the pool. It's too much of a hassle to keep up with yourself, your kid, your phone. Learn from me and do not take your phone to the pool. So yeah, those are all the tips that I have that I could think of that were like super important, that came to the top of my head. If you like this type of information, please let me know, and I will try to put together some more tips for you all, especially traveling with kids. For you new moms, you can do this. And yeah, thanks for watching my video.